All right, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Real Talk. I pray that everybody is having a wonderful day. Just want to come back with a Real Talk video. And my title says, I'm not a victim, I'm the victory. I want to have this little real talk, and especially in the black race. Hear me out for a moment, because so many of us keep walking around here like the world owes us something. And I'm here to tell you, if you keep sitting up playing this victim thing, then you'll never move forward. A lot of people feel like the world owed them this, the white man owed me this, they did this to us, well, they did that, we went through this, we went through that. Let me tell you something. Stop holding on to things that's going to keep you from moving forward. When you walk around with hate in your heart and no forgiveness and keep talking about I'm the victim, how do you expect to ever grow? Move on. See, I don't care who you are and what color you are, what race you in, because there have been a victim in every race, if you want to say a victim. But it's the people that hold their head up high and keep moving forward that don't worry about stuff. They look at what happened, they forgive it, and they don't let that stop them from where they're trying to get to, because it ain't about where you came from, it's about where you're headed, where you're going. So you can start out rough, but you can also end up right. And a lot of people have started off rough. And a lot of people have went to the grave behind violence, playing this victim thing. I gotta get even with the white man. Let me tell you something, the white man ain't my problem. I got more problem with a black man than I do with a white man. Somebody catch that later on. I don't walk around blaming folks. Y'all saw the video I did call about the blame game. So I want to tell you in this video, you are not a victim. Look at being victorious. You are a victory. When you concentrate on negative stuff, then you will become negative, and you will stay negative, and you will still be in slavery in your mind. I don't tell people that they are a victim, but I do tell you, you can be victorious, because the Most High will take your mess, He will take your misery and turn it into a ministry. He will take your mess and turn your mess into a message. So move forward regardless of what has been done, things you can't change no way, towards your ancestors and whatever. I mean, it's sad what happened to everybody, whatever color they were. But to sit around and stay stuck on that, stop acting like a victim. Be the victory. Move on and continue to be successful in your life. See, it's not the person that tries that fails. It's the ones that never try at all. So let's move on. Don't let nothing stop you. Forget about this and that. I was looking at a comment from a brother named Keith Parker. And a major shout out to you, Keith Parker, because I was looking at your comment and you said the worst thing you can do to somebody is convince them that they are a victim simply because of who they are and what they are. I love that. You say we all have been victims at different points in our life. I love how you kept that real, brother. That's what's wrong with my people. Still walking around here blaming. A lot of our women, I'm the victim. That man did this to me. That man, my baby daddy. Man, come on, let's keep it real. A person can only do to you what you allow them to do to you, unless it's other situations like somebody raped somebody. That's different. But the majority of what I'm saying in this video, and people, especially for the women, all this playing a victim, when you done laid down with that sorry, no good man, and you got all these kids and all this mess going on, and baby daddy drama, and fellas, baby mama drama, stop acting like you are a victim. We put ourselves in most of these situations, and then we pray for the Most High to bail us out. You got the victory, y'all. You make the choice of how you really look at yourself. How do you view your own self? If you choose, I like what you said, Brother Keith, if we choose to view ourselves as a victim, then you're going to view the world or part of the world as the oppressor. And like you said, of course, you will be filled with hate. And how can you not hate your oppressor? That's what's wrong with us. The white man, Brother JT. Man, I'm so sick of folks being stuck on the white man. Look at the Bible and study. Learn who you are. And know that it's not about flesh and blood. Satan has done a great job on confusing your mind about racism and being white and white against black, black against white. Let me tell you something. Sin don't have no color at all. So therefore, the devil will use any race, any color, any male, any female. Start looking at the real battle. The real war is not against flesh and blood, but against what? And rulers of what? Come on, I know I got some Bible studies on there. When you walk around with hate, that's what you become. Full of hate. You walk around with just that. And then you're looking for another way to just keep saying, that's why we victims, brother. I tell the youngsters all the time, who are always on the corner, this is my hood, this is my block. I fight for my hood, and the majority of them fighting each other on the same block, stay 4-5 houses down from each other. But you walk around with that, this is my hood stuff. And I tell them in a heartbeat, the same hood you turn down. The same hood that you selling drugs on and fighting each other on. That same block where you mad because he sold more drugs than you. That same block, that same hood that you don't own nothing. But you talking about my block, my hood. And you destroying your hood, your block, every chance you get. If you would change how you would view yourself. See, we need to stop all this talking about marching and protesting and all this if you ain't gonna even change yourself. You're not a victim. You got the victory. Because see, when you talk about biblical slavery, I did an old video about this. When you learn biblical slavery, then you're going to understand it ain't got nothing to do with color. Because if you owe somebody, that's how you repaid it. You was in slavery. Y'all know what I'm talking about to the ones that study. I get so sick of black folks always talking about, man, we the ones that stole the slave. You wasn't the only race that was in slavery. Learn your history. It didn't matter about color when you talk about biblical slavery. But let me leave that alone. That's a whole nother video. When you look at this blame game and this victim stuff, you have to look past it. Let me ask you something. Because we commit crimes. I'm saying we as in black. I don't even like to use the term black, but since that's what I'm going to use in this video, black man. That's something we accepted, that they called us. And we, okay, I'm black. Man, I ain't black. If you look at it. But when you look at this, we commit crimes and then got the nerve to say we are a victim. Now, you just plain old stupid what you did. The reason why I say that like this because in each country has its own history of race or racism. Think about that. Each country got their own history or racism. While we still crying out, let me keep it real with some of the younger folks. While we keep talking about slavery and persecution, what they did to my ancestor and this, what you crying about it for? You ain't even go through it. I know I'm stepping on toes, but I got to keep it real in this video. You crying about stuff that I know it's sad what happened and you should feel some feelings about what happened, but you didn't even go through it. You got a chance to better yourself and didn't even have to experience being hung. So why you keep dwelling on something that you didn't even go through? Truth hurt. Thank the Most High that you still alive and you got a chance to do something with your life where you didn't have to go through the back door just to eat. You didn't have to go sit at the back of the bus. You got a car and probably ain't never rode the bus. So to sit up and play this victim and crying out boo-hooing behind all this stuff and keep all this protesting and marching over stuff, wake up. Because you can march the rest of your life. You can protest the rest of your life. You can cry about I'm a victim the rest of your life. And I guarantee you ain't a damn thing gonna change. I gotta say it like I want. Ain't a damn thing gonna change. Don't matter how you can. Let me tell you something. Solomon said something so important. Because Solomon made a statement in the Bible saying, if you think the next generation is going to do better, you might as well forget about thinking about that. I'm just paraphrasing. He said, because look at the generation after generation after generation. How can you expect the generation under you to do better when your generation ain't doing no better? History repeats itself. That's why you should want to learn history, so you won't repeat the same stuff, to get caught up in the same mess and walk around blinded like the majority of us are doing. Stop crying about it. Stop crying about it. Hold your head up high and move on. How are we victims when we killing and robbing each other every day? Somebody answer that for me. How are we victims in reality? Most of us don't even get along with our own family. We don't even get along with our siblings. Go march and protest on that. Come together on something else other than holidays and funerals and family reunions. Go protest and march about that. When you learn and walk around like you are the victory, you are victorious, you have a different view and outlook on your life. You do things different. You don't sit up and you don't cry about what's done been done. I have the Most High. There is no way in hell I should be walking around like a victim when I am the victory. 50 years as I close. 50 years past the Civil Rights Act. And look at what we still doing. Rioting. Look at Ferguson. Riots left and right. Protesting. Violence. More and more killing. Tearing up neighborhoods. Blowing up cars. Blowing up car lots. Shooting at the police. If Martin Luther King was alive right now, he would have to go to sleep and have another dream. Because what's going on in the black race? Let me say something that you're not even taught most of the time. You had more and more people, white folks, back then came together and got along when King was alive than most black people are getting along with each other now. Now, somebody might not agree with that, but I'm talking about from what I've studied. You don't have to agree with me. That's fine. I love you, no love lost. I don't get mad when people don't agree with me. Hey, that ain't a bad thing for me. But think about that. 50 years past the Civil Rights Act, and just take a good look at what you still have right now. Think about that. May the Most High bless you, keep you. Peace.